building a better car. Isotoner gloves for men, the perfect gift because they're the perfect fit. And by Liberty Mutual. For your insurance and financial service needs, America believes in Liberty Mutual.
After this message and a word from your local station.
Sponsored by.
Across the Hudson River, we're at Giant Stadium. And it feels like we're at Hudson Bay. You know, we were talking before the game, John. You get up here and you get sort of removed from the field. And it looks so innocent. It looks like it's a nice day.
Yeah, you know, you see the pictures of the players down there, and it's clear. And although you can tell from the fans, you talk about the players that have to be tough. You know, getting out there and hitting and cracking and running and jumping and stuff. But the fans have to be pretty tough, too, to sit out. At least the players, they're on those heat warmers. These people here, they just have to sit there. They don't have anything to warm them.
And the players can get up and run around. As they did. This is some of the highlights of the first half. Reggie White with a sack on Phil Simms. And the Eagles take advantage of that.
That was the way that they started. Phil Simms had really a tough start early here. Again, he had that fumble. Then he throws this one right to Clyde Simmons, who makes a heck of a run. He was thinking a lateral net, but he ran it in. I think that one, I still think that it's tough for a quarterback to play with gloves on.
Here's a Giant scoring play.
And Simms proves me wrong. I say that I've always liked as a quarterback, I liked him to have skin on leather, not leather on leather or rubber on leather. I think you always wear gloves to grip something. And when you throw a ball, I don't know that you want to grip it.
Cunningham's got some of those hand warmers inside those pockets.
I think he has a lot of stuff in there. He got the warmer and then warmers inside the warmers.
They're the 4 Giant turnovers and the results. Eagle touchdown, Eagle field goal, and then they fumbled inside the 5 just at the end of the half.
Yeah, that was a fumble that would have been, or could have been, 7 for the Giants.
The other side, interception by Pepper Johnson of the Giants and a fumble recovery by Pepper Johnson.
And then the Giants came right back and threw an interception and fumbled, so they didn't get any good out of it. And that's really the story of the first half is the pressure the Eagles have put on the Giants and the coming up with the turnovers. And then after they come up with the turnovers, you know, making into scoring opportunities or scoring on the turnover.
Again, in the event you might be just joining us, they're talking about the possibility, if the temperature keeps on like it is, with the wind chill factor being -10 by the time the game is over.
Well, it's interesting here, Pat, that the Giants are taking the wind. So, and I think that was probably based on the fact that they're down by 10 points. So, if the Giants are going to win this game, they're going to have to get it right here in the third quarter. They're making the Eagles kick off into the wind. They got to get the ball. The fourth quarter is going to be tough. And if they're going to make their move, they got to get started on it right here on this kickoff return.
Meggett and Ingram back to return the kick. Standing all the way up at the 20-yard line. Ruzick. Ready to start the second half. 17-7 Eagles. Meggett at about the 18. Outside the 40 to about the 43. David Little made the stop, but a 25-yard return by Meggett.
Yeah, that's the thing about this game. You get all the hype, you get all the hoopla, you get all excited, but you have to keep it. You know, you have to get it in the first half. Now you got to come out with that same excitement and do it right now in the third quarter. Then you have to do it in the fourth and at the end of the game. That thing has to keep going throughout the game on you.
And as you pointed out, it's going to be difficult to do anything in the fourth quarter with the temperature dropping. and the wind just as strong.
And that's not the way they wanted to start. William Roberts just jumped, so that's going to put the Giants 5 yards in the hole.
6 offense, 5 yards, no first down.
Opening moments of the second half. The Eagles can tie the Giants for first place of the NFC East with a victory. And they would have beaten them twice head-to-head. Well, they'd certainly be in the driver's seat. That's Ingram, and he's got it. Lionel Manuel, sorry. A pickup of 39.
That's the one you're going to see. The Giants start off with 3 guys on the right side. Then they come in motion, and Lionel Manuel's coming in motion. He's going to go straight up the middle. Started on the right side, came in motion to the left side, and then went right up the middle. In fact, Phil Simms believes that's one thing they could do to the Eagles. Put a guy in motion and throw to the guy you put in motion.
Manuel has 3 catches now for 112 yards. Made a great adjustment on that one. For Moad, no. And it was there.
Well, the Giants came out when they decided to take the win. They know they had to go for it. You can't just run the ball and make things happen. You got to throw it. They threw it. It went right through his hands. You can't make any better throw than that. Professional receiver has to catch that ball.
It'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Eagle 23. Ball knocked up in the air again. And a flag on the play.
Lionel Manuel was downfield, and Isaiah Jenkins really hit him. Now, I don't know that that's what they're calling, because that was beyond 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Manuel was the move man going downfield, and Jenkins unloaded on him. And that's the guy that I think Phil Simms was trying to throw to.
And the Eagles are saying, I'm sure the ball was deflected. So once it's touched,
Illegal contact, number 46 defense. The fact that the ball was tipped has no bearing on the foul. The foul occurred before the tip.
See, now it is a motion, guy. Now watch it right there. See, right there is where Isaiah Jenkins hit Lionel Manuel, and that was the guy that Simms was going to throw to. It was the same type of pattern. Started in motion, came across, and then he hit him.
and he said, Gordon McCarter, said the fact that the ball was tipped has no effect because the contact took place before the ball was touched. Reggie White is the man, by the way, who deflected the ball. Flag on the play again. The pass is picked off by Eric Allen, but the Eagles were offside.
A free play for Phil Simms. I'm surprised you just threw a flat. When you get a free one, you try and just throw it in the end zone. That could have been the play, though, that iced it for the Eagles.
Eric Allen brought it back 86 yards.
Number 99 defense.
But Jerome Brown was offside.
5-yard penalty. Still, we beat first down.
That's the second time Jerome Brown has been offside, plus he's had a head slap. Yeah, I don't think it was Jerome Brown.
I think it was Clyde Simmons.
I think it was Clyde Simmons up on top, 96. I think that was an unfair one for Jerome Brown. In fact, he's saying he didn't do anything. Yeah, I think it's right up here. I think it's Clyde Simmons right there.
Has to be. First and 5. Meggett split wide to the right this time.
They had that marker. They had it up 6. They gave him 6 yards on a penalty.
The 12, stopped by Byron Evans, pickup of only a yard.
Byron Evans has really come along as a middle linebacker for this Eagle defense. In fact, Buddy Ryan was saying last night that he thinks he's the hardest hitting middle linebacker in the league now. Watch him on this tackle. That is the way you tackle him. When you get square up with the guy, you wrap your arms, and that's the end of the run.
Second and 4.
Odessa Turner was supposed to come across the middle, but Odessa Turner pulled up lane right in the middle of the end zone, right in the middle of his pattern. So Phil Simms had pretty good protection, but he looked down there and he didn't have anyone open, and Odessa Turner wasn't running the pattern anymore. Let's watch the pattern. Just let it run here. You'll see cross comes in motion. Odessa Turner is coming up from the top side. See him coming across? And he just stopped right there in the middle. I think the reason he stopped, it looked like a couple of guys hit him in there.
I hope so. The way he's limping. Third down. Ingram goes in motion this time. And Sims is sacked. Wes Hopkins. Sack of the day by the Eagles.
Both these safeties of the Eagles, Wes Hopkins and Andre Waters, are both good tacklers and both good blitzers. You see him, he's coming as a secondary thing. He was covering Meggett. Hopkins wasn't really coming on a blitz. He was coming up to cover Dave Meggett. When Meggett blocked, that freed up Hopkins to tackle Sims.
From 38 yards, it'll be Bjorn Nitmo. Hostetler holding. It's good. So it's 17-10 now, the Eagles lead, with 12:39 left in the third. Tampa Bay at Houston. We'll be in Denver with the Giants against the Broncos. Also late, Phoenix at the Raiders. It all begins at 12:30 Eastern Time with the NFL Today. Bjorn Nitmo set to kick it off for the Giants. Mark Higgs back deep for the Eagles. He'll take it at the 5. Higgs out of the pack. Good stiff arm. Nitmo tackle.
Well, you know, all that talk about bounties and stuff, Nitmo said, he said, that doesn't scare me. He said, I'm just going to go in there and go against them and stick my head in there. And when I heard that, I was wondering, where are you going to stick your head? Maybe this is it. He just stuck his shoulder in there, got the legs behind him. That was a pretty good little jolt from a guy named Nitmo. Be some more name to that.
First down, Eagles. That's Tony. couple. For an update, let's go quickly back to New York, and it's Brent Musburger.
And Pat, let me quickly give you the story on the 49ers. Joe Montana out, Steve Young in. The Super Bowl hero gets free for the deep pass, and the Niners have the lead right now over Atlanta, 13-10. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Here at Giant Stadium, it's 17-10. With 12 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Eagles lead it by a touchdown.
Lawrence Taylor there playing on a broken ankle. I think the thing that he can get out there and play, but he just can't make that extra push, you know. And he's been there, but he really hasn't been a big part of this game.
That's Tony again. Picked up 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. Stopped by Carl Banks.
I think the Giants, you know, had decided that they were going to go for it and have to win it in the third quarter. They got 3 points on that drive. Now the defense has to stop them here. You have to stop them, get the ball back, because you have 11 minutes back, and you'd like to get like 3 or 4 possessions in this quarter.
They're going after Cunningham. The ball bounced off one Eagle and came up in the hands of Keith Jackson. It bounced off Byers, I believe, or Chris Carter, and Jackson came up with it.
That's right. It bounced off Chris Carter. Again, Cunningham is really dangerous when he rolls out. He's throwing to Carter, and it hit Carter in the coverage at the same time. That was Sheldon White there. And it came off Sheldon White and Carter, and Keith Jackson was there.
And they come up with a 33-yard gain as a result.
And I'll tell you, in this situation, going into the win, that's a big, big play.
Jackson has 5 catches now for 99 yards. Cunningham fakes to Tony. Gets it outside to Byers. Stays on his feet. And Byers is still rambling.
Yeah, Byers does so much for this team. He's really a complete player. He came into the game. He had 50 catches. He blocks. He runs. He can throw the ball. He catches it. He lines up as a back, a tight end, a wide receiver. They say, I mean, this guy's a football player.
They're going to measure over on the sidelines to see if he got enough for a first down, and he did.
You know, the thing about Byers, he's so much bigger. You know, we talked to him last night, and he's so thick. You know, I mean, he's like 235, 240 pounds, like 6 foot. I mean, he is really a plug. I mean, he's really a tough guy to bring down.
Buddy Ryan was saying we knew that he could catch the ball, although he didn't catch many times at Ohio State. But he was a heck of a basketball player.
Basketball player in high school, he said. One thing about Buddy, he checks them out all the way back.
Tony to about the 6. A gain of 11. Stopped by Kennard.
Well, that's that play again, that 31 slant. That's Anthony Tony's one play. He's going to hit that thing. But they're just going to take that straight up the middle. Boom, man block it. You find a crease and a pick a hole. They just gave him a little crease between the nose tackle and the end. Marshall knocked him out, and Anthony Tony hit that hole.
First and goal from the 6.
But the big plays were the 2 running passes by Randall Cunningham. This was an audible, and Cunningham saw something. He had Byers at the fullback instead of Tony, so Byers got to run the play that Tony usually runs. I guess that ball didn't break the plane of the goal line. But boy, you see, the one thing you got to do is you got to protect it, and you're twisted. He reached out with his right hand, but the ball was in his left.
He was about a foot short. Again. Tony signal touchdown, but none of the officials have as yet.
No, they didn't. This isn't a touchdown. The officials say it's not a touchdown. Good penetration there by Marshall, and you can see that that ball doesn't get across the plane. Good Giant goal line defense.
A lot of bodies.
Yeah, this is what football's all about down here. Leonard Marshall does a good job of penetration and getting in there low, and Tony can't break the plane with the ball.
Third and goal. Flags on the play as Cunningham scrambles out of there.
That's not a bad time to take a penalty in the Giants because you can anticipate the count. They can't give you a touchdown on a penalty. They can only go half the distance. Again, did the Giants jump offside or did Eagles' movement make them jump offside? Third down here. I think this could be a big call because a touchdown here could make the Giants' day a long, long day.
Encroachment, defense. Defensive action causing the offense to move forward. It's on the defense, half the distance, still third down.
What they're saying is that it started off with encroachment, that the Giants moved, and that made the Eagles move. So they're saying, I think they got encroachment right here on the hand right there is over the ball. And then the movement here makes that side move.
And so it's still third down and goal. Inside the one. Tony. And he didn't make it.
What does Buddy Ryan do now? This is a tough one. You've had 3 shots down there and you don't make it. You have a 7-point lead. You're going with the win. I think you don't like to do it. Percentages say you got to kick the field goal. Buddy Ryan is not the type. You're going against the win. That this is a plus. He's going to take it. I'll bet you somehow Randall Cunningham has to end up keeping the ball.
They only need about a foot. The Tony, and he didn't get in. He didn't make it. Remember that.
A great goal line stand. As a coach, you know, emotionally you want to go for it. The percentage play is to kick the field goal, get the 10-point lead, especially when you're going into the win. Big play by Johnny Cook. Big play by Steve Diassi, excuse me, 99. No one blocks him. He makes the hit, and that's the end of the run.
Anderson just barely gets out of the end zone. Stopped by Mike Golick.
You know, that's for the Giants, that's the good news, the great goal line stand here. But then the bad news is you got to take the ball from this point and drive it 99 yards. The other good news is if you have the win, you only have a little over 6 minutes with the win.
2nd and 9. Sims is going to Odessa Turner. Eric Allen. Look at his completions today.
Well, the thing with Sims, he hasn't gone to that ball control. If you look at, other than the 1 9-yarder, all the completions he made today have been long throws.
6 out of 22 for 190 yards. Small was covering him. That would have been a tough catch.
Well, they had the great goal line stand, and then the Eagles defense came in there and made their own stand. Because this is a tough thing. When you don't get the ball out to the 5, your punter normally has 15 yards to work with. Now he only has 10. The distance between the line of scrimmage and the punter.
Henry Williams standing out at midfield. Eagles were offside. And the punt is blocked off the side of the foot of Landeta, shades of Chicago a few years ago. The wind almost blew the ball away from him.
And I think the guy that ended up with the ball, Andre Waters, is the guy who jumped offside, number 20.
It will not give him a first down, but it will give Landeta some more room.
Watch, right there's Waters there. I think he's the guy that jumps. He jumps offside. Now watch him. Now the snap was a little high, but again, Landeta only had 10 yards.
20 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat fourth down.
So now he has a little bit more room.
Well, now he can get back in his full 15.
The snap bounces back to him, and now he gets off a good kick. And then runs away from Williams. And out of bounds at the 22-yard line. 60-yard punt by Landeta. 6 minutes left, third quarter. The Eagles lead by a touchdown. A correction on the length of Landeta's punt. It was 71 yards instead of 60. And that's the longest of his career. First and 10 Eagles. Here's Cunningham, flag on the play. He's coming out. Penalty marker down. Johnny Cooks made the stop.
Well, Johnny Cooks is in there for Lawrence Taylor now. I think Taylor tried valiantly, did as much as he could, and probably doesn't have any more gas in that tank.
Against the Eagles.
You see the football there, Patrick, right to spot the football. The football starts to blow away.
Well, the wind's 35 miles an hour, they say. And it continues to get colder and colder.
If they got two balls out there, you wonder if they ever get confused.
Number 78. Movement before the snap. Ball start, 5 yards, still first down.
Matt Darwin. 11 penalties against the Eagles.
You know, it's interesting. The Eagle defensive linemen aren't going bare arm, but the Eagle offensive linemen are bare arm. Reggie White said, we tried it once. He said, that's crazy. But you look at all those Eagle offensive linemen, they don't have any shirts on underneath their jersey.
First and 15. Update. Let's send you back again to Brent Musburger.
Well, Pat, Steve Young making all the difference in the world for the 49ers. He is 10 of 10. He's thrown for a touchdown. Now he goes up over the top. Joe Montana out with those injured ribs. Niners up by 10. Back to Pat and John.
Back at Giant Stadium. 5.5 minutes left, third quarter. Second and 7. Not a lot of movement over there.
Now they're on those heated benches.
Yeah. With good reason. Tony again. Myron Guyton and Terry Kennard, the two safeties, led the defense.
Excellent Giant defense because there was no cutback. Anthony Toney was coming out there trying to look for a cutback. The onside gets up and the backside stops all cutback lanes. That was perfect defense there.
That brings up a third and 6. but the Eagles got it back. A 3-yard gain, not enough for a first down, and Runninger will have to come on and punt into the wind.
And Bill Parcells looking up there at the clock to see how much time he has left with that wind.
Just over 4 minutes. Make it back deep for the Giants. Low, poor kick. It gets caught up in the wind, and the Giants will have it just about at midfield. You see the wind blow that ball back?
Looked like a piece of toilet
It
paper.
really did. A 20-yard punt. Giants take over. It is cold. Philadelphia 17, the Giants 10. Giant ball at the Eagles 49, 1st and 10. Give you an idea of how effective they each have been against the wind and with it. Sims is going to take advantage of it while he can. He's got Moa. Byron Evans trying to cover him. 49-yard pickup.
This is a play that they were trying to get. They had it for a touchdown earlier. It went right through Zeke Moat's hand. This one here makes a heck of a catch. You know, that ball's coming in there. It's almost like being a catcher for a pitcher that throws knuckleballs. You almost have to use that big old catcher's glove to catch those things because the ball is spiraling and it's also floating.
Sims out of the end zone. Clyde Simmons breathing down his back.
Going maximum protection. He only has 2 guys out there. He only has 2 men on the receiving end. So if they're covered, he just had to throw it away. I mean, the Giants are going a lot of 2 tight ends with Zeke Moat and Howard Cross in there, and having one of them, Howard Cross, stay in as an extra protector. This time they got the 2 tight ends on the same side.
Another pass deflected. Byron Evans got a hand on it.
That's the thing there. Reggie White, even when he doesn't get the sacks, he's always right back there. He's always pushing. He's always at the quarterback. Just watch him right here. He takes Riesenberg, and again, he uses that bull rush. And he's just pushing him right into the quarterback, and he's always right there at his feet or whacking away at the ball.
So it's 3rd down and 10. Less than 3 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Ingram to the 5. On a shot from Sims. Williams-Brizzell made the tackle for the Eagles.
Mark Ingram made a couple of good moves. 1, getting in. 2, getting open. And then 3, watch him switch the ball here. He gets the ball here, and he switches it to his left hand so he can take on that tackle with his right arm.
1st and goal from the 6. Just over 2 minutes left with the win. The snap goes over Sims' head. That ball went 2 yards higher than Sims' head.
That looked like the last shot out of a Roman candle. Watch the way that thing came out of there. Bardones, again, he was thinking of his pass protection. He had to pull out. But the center, the first thing you have to do, get the ball back there. Then worry about the block.
I think the wind just blew the ball away from Sims.
Yeah, but he just kind of flopped it up there. But you got to put a little something on it.
Sims a very heady play.
the runner can either go up or go down. And it looks like just as he was making the cut, he got kicked. So the defender was down there, and as O.J. Anderson made the cut back, he just kicked up. Watch him right down here. Good blocking. He gets the ball in, but before he crossed the plane, he got kicked. Was a lead blocker. That ball almost went through O.J. You see the kick right there. You're down there in the goal line. Any reaction, you're trying to react to anything to get back, and that was just a kick reaction. I'm sure Giant fans are asking, the last time they were down there, why was Dave Megan in there on the short yardage?
This could be a very difficult snap. Nitmo will try the extra point. Frank Winters is the man who does the snapping. It was low, but Hostetler got it. And the extra point is good. And we have a tie at 17 with 1:21 left to play in the third quarter. Army-Navy. The 90th meeting coming up next Saturday here on CBS at 2:30 Eastern Time. And that series is tied 41, 41, and 7. 90 times they've played.
I have never seen a kicker go through a stretching exercise like this. Look at this poor Nitmo. He's down there doing things that you shouldn't be able to do to yourself. You never did exercises like that when you kicked.
I don't think so.
He goes through the darndest stretching I've ever seen. Never seen a kicker do those things.
Mark Higgs back deep for the Eagles. Ball bounced away from him. He's going to bring it out of the end zone. And down he goes at about the 10-yard line.
That was kickoff coverage.
Wayne Giles down to make the stop. Summarize the scoring has taken place in this 17-17 tie. Eagles got 2 defensive touchdowns. Sims hit Ingram against the wind. Brusick a 35-yard field goal against the wind. Nitmo's with the wind. And the run by Anderson that just tied it at 17. 1:11 left to play in the third quarter. Fumble. Cunningham got it back. Eric Howard, the nearest Giant.
But just here, he just never got it up there. The ball, it looked like Cunningham wasn't expecting the ball to be snapped at that time. I don't know. The Giants aren't using a timeout here. The Eagles are taking their time. They want to run as few plays, again, left into the wind as they can. They do have to run at least one more.
2nd and 9. Tony wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Washington. And Reason.
Giants were looking at the sideline to see if they should take a timeout, and they did. Because what they want to do now is they're putting this whole game right here in this third quarter. They did what they had to. They tied it. But now they want to get some more out of it. So they took a timeout there. Now, if you do that, you have to stop them on third down and take another timeout.
And make a punt against the wind.
Right, you have to commit 2 timeouts to this series. You just can't do it once.
19 seconds left.
And the Eagles, of course, they're thinking they have to run to make them use that other timeout. Well, there's been a lot of strategy in this game.
Caused by the weather.
You know, and there's going to be a lot of second guessing on the team that loses. You know, like, why was Meggett in there in the goal line? Freddie Ryan for the Eagles, why didn't you kick the field goal when you were down there? But that's what makes great games. You have decisions. That's why coaches get paid so much money now. They have to make those decisions. That's why great players get paid so much money. They have to make big plays in big games.
Well, you made those decisions for 10 years. Well, you made those decisions for 10 years. 10 good years. One of the officials is injured. The side judge, Jack Vaughn, I believe, or maybe it's Dick Creed.
That's a giant doctor went out there in the field and got him, and he's bringing him over to the sideline. Of course, there is no extra official in a regular season game, so what the officials do is they just rotate and then cover the game with one less official. When you get into the championship Super Bowls, you have an alternate official.
So 19 seconds remain, third quarter. 17-17 the score. Eagles 3rd and 8 from their own 12-yard line. They're still looking at an injured official. Well, I believe it's Jack Vaughn.
Change of possession will stop it again.
Runninger will have to punt from about 2 yards deep in his end zone. Meggett standing in Eagle territory. Not bad. Right at midfield, Meggett. He dives inside the Eagle 40. 2 seconds remain in the third quarter.
Well, you know that the Giants aren't going to run this one. You know that they're not going to throw a short pass. It's their last chance with the win. Unless this game goes into overtime, they're not going to get another chance today.
Strange passing day for Phil Simms. 8 completions, 233 yards. That's a pretty good average.
When they decided to take the ball, this is what they were counting on, that they could tie it up and go ahead.
Manuel comes in motion. To Meggett. About the 32-yard line, brought down by Al Harris. A gain of 7. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Eagles 17, the Giants 17. We now pause for a word from your local station.
National Football League is
back at Giant Stadium. Pat Summerall, John Madden. 17-17 tie. At the end of 3 quarters, the Giants have Total yardage of 273. The Eagles 248. Second and 3 at the 33 in Eagle territory. To Anderson. And a flag is dropped. Flag on the play. Simmons made the stop and pick up 3. Jerome Brown is the injured Eagle. Is going to be against the Giants. Probably going to be called for tripping. Brown had a shoulder problem already.
And then he also had a knee problem. In fact, Jerome Brown.
Number 76 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Jerome Brown didn't practice all week. John Elliott is number 76, right there in the middle. See what he does? He just rolls up. In fact, that was Brown he got. That's where they just stick their head down and then just roll up their feet. That was on Jumbo Elliott. The officials caught him, and the guy that he got is Jerome Brown.
Who is the man who's down?
That was the type of blocking that the teams around the league complained for years that the 49ers use. That type of thing where they come down and they leg whip and that type of thing.
Let's again for an NFL update. Go back to New York. Brent Musburger.
Well, Pat, tough defensive game down in Tampa between the Packers and the Bucs, but watch this effort on the draw by Sylvester Stamps. He's got the touchdown, 21 yards, 12 minutes to go in that game now, and it's 13-7 Bucs. Let's go back to Pat.
14:54 to go in this one. Brown is still down.
We'll see what happens is Elliott comes in here, and he's going to throw his head in here, Jerome Brown, and then bring his feet around and leg whip him and hit him right there. Watch this move here. See, he just fires his head in front. See, and then rolls and then whips with his legs. That's called leg whipping in football terminology. Officials call it tripping.
And it's a 10-yard penalty. Second and 13. Cincinnati over Cleveland.
Brown looks like a warrior who's been through a heck of a lot of things. He got the knee, and he has a bad shoulder, and he's kind of bent over to the right a little.
Second and 13 now. Meggett split out wide to the right. And Sims coming in that direction. Down he goes. Pitts was there first. 4 sacks.
Well, Sims started out on a sprint out to the right, and then when he comes to set up, he sees Mike Pitts just take the hole. Now he sees him coming. Watch him. He's sprinting here to the right. Now he's setting up to throw. He's looking downfield, but then he sees Pitts 74 coming right at him. He says, "The heck with this."
3rd and 22. That brings up. All the way now back at the 42-yard line, 48-yard line, beg your pardon.
Yeah, with that penalty and that sack,
yeah,
got backwards after getting into the wind.
From the spread, Sims is coming out. Overthrows Odessa Turner. Very nearly went over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's going to put him in a punting situation anyway. Phil Sims probably could have run the ball, but he couldn't have gotten anywhere near the first down.
Landetta punting into a very, very stiff wind. Henry Williams back deep for the Eagles. The ball just hangs up there. Signaled for a fair catch. They can't make it. Bounces off one of the Giants. 26-yard punt, and the Eagles will take over with the wind at their back. And the score tied 17-17, 13:54 left.
In the realm of expensive motor cars, no amount of leather, wood, or paint, no matter how refined, no matter how polished, can distinguish one from another. In the end, what matters is the car beneath the luxury. And never before has anyone built a car that performs quite like the BMW 7 Series. Not even BMW.
Want to tap into real draft beer taste? Then tap into cold filtered.
Levi's 505 jeans, the zipper fly jeans with a traditional Levi's fit.
Lawrence Taylor started the game, but he has sat out the entire second half. He just couldn't get it done. The Eagles got 2 touchdowns, their only 2 touchdowns, as a result of defensive turnovers. There's Taylor over there. Remarkable that he could even get anything done.
Yeah, with a broken ankle, that he could even suit up and get in this game at all. But, you know, this game is a typical Giant-Eagles game that we said it earlier, that you got all the hype, you got all the pregame stuff, but it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, and probably even the last couple minutes of the fourth quarter. You can look at Randall Cunningham throwing in the pocket and then out of the pocket. And you can see that he has rushed. When he's gone out left, he's run for 7 yards, passed for 10. Out right, that's where he's done his damage today. He's thrown 3 for 3 for 85 yards. The Giants wanted to keep him from going out right, but he's been able to do it and complete every pass.
Heath Sherman is now one of the Eagle running backs. Johnson made the stop. He picked up 3. Looks like it's going to be holding.
Holding, 65 offense, 10-yard penalty, 3 feet, second down.
Ball against Ron Soap.
You see Ron Salt, he's the right guard. He's coming down. He just blocks the nose tackle, Howard, right in the back. Then I guess he grabbed him at the end. What happened is he got put in a holding position by Eric Howard's quickness.
Cunningham back to throw it. Screen pass coming. Fire. Adrian White. Again, let's go back for an NFL update and Brent Musburger.
Quickly, things are changing down in Dallas, Pat. The Cowboys have not yet won a game at home. Jim Everett, after a turnover, lights up the scoreboard for the Rams. Ron Brown, and now it's a 3-point game. We'll keep you up to date on this one, our post-game show. Back to Pat and John.
3rd and 23 for the Eagles at Giants Stadium. Robert Drummond in the backfield now with Myers. Safety the Giant players are, but it's on the 1. Eric Howard, a loss of 10 yards.
I'll tell you, both of these team defenses have come up with big plays when they had to today. Watch the pressure here. He gets pressure from right up the middle by Eric Howard. Does a good job, makes a tackle, wraps him up. I'm not sure why that's not a safety.
Look who the punter is. Cunningham. Standing back on the inline. A good kick. A super kick. Gets away from Megan. And is still running away from Megan. Megan down at about the 15. What a job.
That is unbelievable. A quarterback takes a sack and then comes back and punts the ball 91 yards. here. He's going to put the pressure on Cunningham. Now, it looked like it could have been a safety, but if you look right here, he really does take him into the end zone. You see, Cunningham is there on the 2 when he's hit. Right now, he's hit there in the 2. See, so his progress is stopped right there, and he goes backwards. So the ball was on the 2. So now, because he didn't have the 10 yards, Cunningham gets back and does the punting. This ball, had Meggett not picked it up, would have been a 100-yard punt.
91 as it was an Eagle record. Flag on the play. Sims. This is Moa. There's a penalty coming.
Illegal formation offense.
The Giants have 2 tight ends in there, and it's usually when the end man is not up on the line of scrimmage. And that makes a tackle eligible. That's usually what an illegal formation gets you.
Final score, the 49ers continue to roll. Both New Orleans and the Rams are losing at the moment. Reggie White got a hand on Sims. Sims lost the ball. Hit by Mike Pitts, and the Eagles have it. Pitts got it. Reggie White
just ran right over Doug Riesenberg. Watch him here. Watch the pass rush here. Watch 92 there. He just gets the push. He gets Riesenberg going back. Just puts him right on the back. Now he's the guy, because of that pressure there, that makes Sims, again, step up. Now he has to step up. Then he gets pressure from the outside, and that knocks the ball out.
That was Mike Golick who knocked the ball loose after White supplied the initial pressure. First and goal at the 7. 5th sack on Sims and the 5th turnover. Cunningham for Drummond, who almost came up with a spectacular catch.
Today the Giant defense gets another chance in this goal line. Remember what they did last time. They held the Eagles down there. One thing about a Buddy Ryan defensive team, they do get the ball. That's been the story of their whole game.
They get that push that you've been talking about. They just sort of overpower you.
Raise havoc.
Myers to about the 2.5. Terry Kennard on the stop to pick up a 5.
You're a good defense now. Gets down there and gets in the huddle and says, now we got them where we want them. They can't throw deep. They can't run any fancy plays. They just have to come right at us. This is football. Giants have done it once before. They have to believe that they can do it again, not let the Eagles in.
Third goal at the 2.
I still think Cunningham has to handle the ball himself.
And I think he probably will, John. Myers is the back. He gives to Myers. Touchdown. A delayed signal, but Myers got in from 2 yards out. That pretty well tells you the story of this contest, the turnovers and the results. Work. Set one up a little bit. Detroit, Chicago, and then we'll be in Denver. Both that Dallas-Philadelphia game and the Giants at Denver could have a big effect on the outcome of the NFC East.
I think the team that wins today is really going to be in the driver's seat to win the division. The team that loses today, I think, has to start looking at a wild card or some help from other teams.
Ruzick to kick it off. Those are the standings. It's going to be Ingram at the 1. To about the 29. Don't forget, again, next Saturday, the traditional Army-Navy game. Next Saturday at 2:30 here on CBS. Army 6-4, Navy's 2-8. Those records really don't make any difference. The scoring drive, if you can call it a drive, 3 plays, 7 yards after that fantastic punt by Randall Cunningham.
You know, coaches always talk about it, offense, defense, special teams, and I think that last scoring drive, that last play was all the things the coaches talk about.
Tillman was the ball carrier, picked up 3.
The Eagle defense just comes in, and you just look at what they've done. They just start with that big 4-man line. They just start putting that pressure, and they keep it on you all day.
Again, it's Tillman. Not much doing. Reggie White and Clyde Simmons, the 2 defensive ends.
I know one thing here, the fans they want Jeff Hostetler or someone else to come in there and play quarterback for this Giant team, but this is Phil Simms' team, and as long as he is healthy, he is going to be the quarterback of this team.
3rd down. They got it to Megan and got the 1st down. Terry Hogue stopped it.
See the way he threw that? He looked like he shot-putted it. You know, that's the thing, maybe in the wind, you don't want to get the ball up there high. You want to keep it low so that the wind can't affect it. But watch how he keeps that low. The wind still affects it. It still looks like, woo, you know, coming in like that. But he threw it low into the wind.
1st down, Giants. They're at their own 45. The Eagles up 24-17. Tillman still is the lone setback. Maybe a yard brought down by Reggie White.
It was last night we talked to Reggie White, and he was saying it's the biggest game of his life, and this is what it's all about. You know, and a lot of times guys say that on Saturday. They don't play that way on Sunday. But I have the feeling that Reggie White has played one of his better games.
I think he meant it. It's the Eagles and the Giants at Giant Stadium. Reggie White. 2nd down, 10.
Remember on Thanksgiving Day we gave him the drumstick for his play there. He would deserve the whole turkey for this one.
Flag on the play. Intended for Meggett. Andre Waters all over him.
That was a matchup when the Giants moved Meggett to the outside. They were hoping to get that matchup. Andre Waters. Of course, they threw one earlier to him, was intercepted by Eric Allen.
Pass interference. Number 20 on the defense. Automatic 1st down.
It's right on the bottom here. You see number 20. That's Andre Waters. The ball's in the air. I don't know that he tackled him or Meggett just dove for the ball.
left to play.
You know, the Eagles, their defense has just been the turnover thing. I mean, they just keep going after you, getting the turnovers. Because if it weren't for the turnovers, the Giants have been pretty successful.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Sims has made some big passes, just not enough of them. But the turnovers is the thing that's gotten them.
Second down and 7. Tillman hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Hit by Mike Pitts, who's had an outstanding game.
He's another guy that is playing well for this Eagle defense. Here you get Clyde Simmons on the outside. He was a defensive MVP voted by the players. Reggie White on the other side. You get big Jerome Brown and Mike Pitts in the middle. I'll tell you, it's tough to find some holes in there.
3rd and 7. Incomplete. Intended for Manuel. Jenkins all over him. Got to go.
Yep. And I'm sure they'll go with their 4 wide receivers.
That's exactly right. And Meggett in the backfield. No flag. No penalties. That ball really just hung up there.
Mark Ingram is number 82, right in the middle, working again against Isaiah Jenkins. He said that he was fouled with, I don't know, maybe the right hand was on him as the ball was in the air. See the way that ball was fluttering.
I don't think anybody could have caught it, no. First down, Eagles. At their own 30, with 6.5 minutes left to play. They're up by a touchdown. Meyer. A gain of 2.
One thing you look at this stuff flowing through the stadium, you realize what these guys have had to perform under or perform with, and you just look at this end zone, and that's the end zone that Randall Cunningham punted that ball out of, or punted it into 91 yards. Then they got the turnover, then they got the touchdown when the score was tied 17-17. That was a great sequence of team play.
2nd and 8. To Meyer. Nothing there. Johnny Cooks hit him after a gain of 1. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles H. Milton III. This game produced by Bob Stinner, directed by Sandy Grossman, and the executive producer of CBS Sports, Ted Shaker. 3rd down and long. 7. Up by Keith Byers, and a big one.
Yeah, this is a time that football is really football. You know, when it's like summer and, anyone can play. When you get here and you get these battles in the east and the wind and the snow and the rain, and that's what football's all about. And I think the guys that stand out in these types of games are the real, we talk about football players. I think that's it. And you watch this Keith Byers, and I'm thinking maybe we'll take a look at him in that all-Madden team.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
I'd like to have him.
It's Byers again. He Pickup of 7. Stopped by Guyton. This is when you need to do these kind of things.
And that's the guy you like to have in your team. Remember, we used to have Pete Banaszak. We'd do that with old Pete at the end of the game. When you're trying to run out the clock, you got the lead. You want a guy in there who can gain yards for you and who can, move the pile, who can get first downs. But the most important thing, a guy who won't fumble for you.
And who wants the ball.
That's always the special guy. It's in big games, great players want the ball.
Myers is the lone setback. Handoff is to him. He won't get the first down. Barry Kennard came up to make the initial hit with reasons.
Bill Parcells said that they had the short week. The Eagles had the long week. He said, but really, that doesn't make any difference. He said, that cannot be an excuse. We could get ready for this guy and his team in an hour and a half. I believe it'll be an easy thing to say if the Giants lose, but I don't believe that was part of it. If there's one thing, it had to be turnovers.
That's usually the case. 3rd down and 3 at the 45. Down with that back roll. He needed 3, he got 4.
There's a line of scrimmage over there on the right side, controlled by the Eagles. Saw Ron Heller get movement there. Ron Salt get a little movement. And Byers getting right in behind it.
The Giants use one of their timeouts. They have 1 left. The Rams came back to beat Dallas.
I'm sure that the loser of this game is going to have to start watching some of those teams like the Rams, like the Vikings, like the Bears, like the Green Bay Packers, because then you're starting to think wild card. Yesterday when we talked to Bill Parcells, he wanted no talk about that. He said if we don't win this one, we won't be in the playoffs. Lawrence Taylor says if we don't win this one, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs, because if you can't win big games like that, you're not going to win in the playoffs anyway.
But you start looking at the standings, the way things are at the moment, it would be hard to imagine they won't be in the playoffs. That's the Western Division the way it looks.
Well, and again, if you're looking at that wild card situation, you're looking at those Rams, they look like they're going to be one of the teams in the playoffs.
First down, Eagles. This is Drummond. And the Giants take another timeout. Their last one. NFL schedule next week has Dallas at Philadelphia, Detroit at Chicago, New Orleans at Buffalo, Atlanta at Minnesota, Tampa Bay at Houston. And then the Giants at Denver, where we'll be. And Phoenix takes on the Los Angeles Raiders. It all begins next Sunday with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time.
Well, the Giants are going to have to get back next week and again go to Denver. It'll be interesting to see those Broncos. They look like one of the better teams, if not the best team in the AFC.
This telecast, excuse me, John, this telecast presented by the authority of the National Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New York Giants and the National Football League is prohibited.
The Eagles have run the ball 41 times today and only passed 17 times. And isn't it funny how a win can warm you up? I mean, they don't look quite as cold on that sideline as they do on this side.
No, they don't. Cunningham keeps the ball. He's cut down as a flag on the play. Eric Howard made the stop on Cunningham, but a penalty marker down.
left tackle offense. No play. 5 yards, second down.
That means when the left tackle, Matt Darwin, moved, the whistle blew, so it doesn't count, so it's still second down. The Giants don't have any more timeouts. They're going to get one at the 2-minute warning. And if they can force a change of possession, of course, that would be another timeout.
2:19 left to play. Eagles have been penalized 15 times today for 107 yards. Cunningham to Drummond. Only a yard.
Now again, the Giants don't have any timeout, and the Eagles are going to let the ball run down to the 2-minute warning.
Two minutes remaining, and the Eagles up 24-17. And turnovers have done it. The Eagles lead the Giants with 2 minutes to go. It's third down. It looks like about 13 left. 14, call it.
Looked like he moved half the stadium.
Yeah.
He moved half the joint on this one. But just, of course, this comes with winning, too. This comes at the end of the game. And this comes with a guy not stopping his feet moving and being a pretty big load himself. And watch that whole thing. He just kept those feet going.
Yep. There's another big one. Packers tied with Minnesota. Vikings play tonight. But Tampa Bay leading with a minute and a half to go.
Sometimes that Central Division looks like there's no one there that wants to win it. When it gets ahead, boom, they go down.
Well, look at this. The standings. Tampa Bay would be 6-7 if they can hang on. The Bears and Vikings play tonight. Green Bay would be 7-6. Detroit 4-9. They're the only ones out of it.
I'll tell you one thing. You could make a case now that the best team in the league, if they were playing in this kind of weather, is the Philadelphia Eagles.
I would think so. The ball goes over Runninger's head. And the Giants will take over. The clock will stop with 1:04 remaining.
The Giants have no timeouts. But again, with 1:04, that is plenty of time. Time will not be a problem. They're not going to be able to run the ball, but they wouldn't want to run the ball anyway. They're going to have to throw it, but again, that decision was made at halftime. They're going to have to throw it into the wind.
They go with a full wide receiver set up and make it in the backfield. Upfield to Manuel. Jenkins, the tackler. 13-yard gain. 50 seconds remain. Sims just has to dump it in the direction of Megan.
You see that? One of those rolls of toilet paper came or that screen stuff, and it got around Sims's leg. And as the ball was snapped, the thing went around his leg, and he threw that pass with that thing hanging on him.
The wind's not tough enough, I guess.
Oh.
43 seconds left to play.
Simmons both on Sims. He threw that one. These Eagle defensive ends and this defensive team have had relentless pressure on Phil Sims. Been there from the first pass he's thrown until that last one.
3rd and 10. 38 seconds left. Incomplete. Manuel. Covered by Jenkins.
This is the pressure that corners are under all the time. They're living out there on that thing. It looks like Isel Jenkins gets his hands around Manuel before the ball gets there. They've called some of those tight today, and that one they didn't.
One more down. This is 4th coming. 33 seconds left. Batted away. Eric Everett hit the ball. This will be the 4th straight time the Eagles have beaten the Giants. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. This week's 60 Minutes takes you on a manhunt. Following 60 Minutes, murder, she wrote, in the CBS Sunday movie, No Place Like Home. That's all tonight here on CBS. That should do it. A tough, cold day. The Eagles 24, the Giants 17. Randall Cunningham from the Eagles and Mark Ingram from the Giants have been chosen the Miller Lite players of the game, and they qualify for Player of the Week honors. A $1,000 donation will be made by the Miller Brewing Company on behalf of the players to United Cerebral Palsy. The final score, the Eagles 24, the Giants 17. Stay tuned for the NFL Today post-game show. Brendan Erb will have all the scores and highlights. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
The NFL Today post-game show is sponsored by Miller Lite. America's favorite light beer brings you the Miller Lite All-Star Super Bowl game.
Well, welcome those of you who watched that Eagle-Giant game. We've got drama down in Tampa Bay. Green Bay appeared to be finished. On 4th and 16, they threw an incomplete pass, but the Buccaneers committed a foul on defense, kept the drive alive. About 20 seconds to go now, and we send you to Tampa Bay, Steve Zabriskie.
Incomplete. Mikowski firing it behind Jeff Query, who never turned around.
Well, it was man-for-man coverage. They were blitzing, and Query was trying to go upfield one-on-one, but Mikowski didn't read it, I don't think, as Query anticipated, and he throws it incomplete. But again, he stops the clock, and he's still got plenty of time.
We'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. This is Steve Zabriskie along with Hank Stram at Tampa Stadium. 18 seconds remaining in the game. It has been back and forth all day. Philadelphia has defeated New York, and here Tampa Bay leads 16-14. Second down and 10 from the Tampa Bay 46. Complete at the 29. Elder trying to hold down the receiver, Carl Bland.
He's got to stop.
They've got to throw the ball down now. He does with 1 second. They couldn't get the clock stopped until 1 second was left. And all they can do now is send out the rookie Chris Jackie to attempt a lengthy field goal into the wind.
It winds up being about a, 30, 40, 47-yard field goal.
It's within his range. Jackie has made a 52-yarder in this his rookie season. It will be a 47-yard attempt. And now Tampa Bay takes the almost obligatory timeout. These two teams this year, prior to today, have played 24 games between them. 15 of those have been decided by 4 or fewer points, not to mention the games between these two teams. And here's the stoppage of the clock. Boy, that's just under the wire.
Well, he was smart enough to know exactly that they didn't have much time left. Had he gone back in the pocket and taken any more time to drop the ball down on the ground, time would have expired.
This has been helped. Green Bay has been helped by a 5-yard defensive holding penalty on 4th and 16 that gave them an automatic first down and kept the drive alive. And now the rookie from the University of Texas at El Paso, Chris Jackie, will have one chance to win it. It's good! The Packer magic continues as they win it 17-16 on the final play of the game.
The man is magic, the cardiac pack. What a sensational year they're having. And again, the game was over on 4th and 16, incomplete. Now the Packers climb to 8-5. And Irv, your feelings about this Cinderella?
Well, my feelings about it, the Cardiac Packers is a good name for them, really. They played exceptional football in the fourth quarter of all their games this year, and of course, winning that game on the final second with the field goal is tremendous.
You know, a point I want to make, the fans watching it who follow football realize how tough it is to stop the clock with about 4 seconds to go. Don Mikowski calmly got the lineup and kill right now. He knew exactly what to do. Mikowski mentally is a tremendous quarterback, too, or if he gets a job done out there.
Well, he's a pressure quarterback, but he's a great athlete overall, though, Ben. He's a 7-foot high jumper. He's a great basketball player. He has great coordination, and he understands the mechanics of the game very well.
All right, we're going to continue by updating everybody on what's going on. You're going to find out why this is a huge controversy in the NFL tonight, and we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, technically, as you know, the Eagles and the Giants are tied for first, but the Eagles have the lead in the division because they swept the Giants. That's the first tiebreaker in determining a division title. So the Eagles in first place in the NFC East. The one you just watched, the Green Bay Packers, with a chance to be in first all alone, depending on what the Bears and the Minnesota Vikings do tonight. Cincinnati came up with a tremendous performance in Cleveland today. 21-0 was the final there. Houston with a Lorenzo White touchdown with 20 seconds to go, and the Oilers pull it out on the Steelers 23-16. San Francisco and Atlanta, Steve Young replaces Joe Montana out with injured ribs, and the 49ers pull that one out. The Rams, and we're going to get into that game momentarily, 35-31, a victory over Dallas. Detroit, and again, the Lions come through in the Silverdome, 21-14. The Saints below 500. They've just about packed it in, haven't they? Kansas City over Miami. A lot of folks like the Chiefs big today, and they came through for them, 26-21. New England and Indianapolis, and Stevens ran it in. Great run with time running out to pull this one out for the Patriots. Now, games that are underway. 3-0, the Skins with a lead down in Arizona. The Raiders kicked a field goal on the Denver Broncos in Los Angeles. They're making that hold up. Now, the Jets in San Diego, and the Jets have just scored. Johnny Hector in for the touchdown, makes it 6-0. Jets with the lead in that game. So Irv and I are going to take you back now and show you some highlights on this game, because there is an enormous controversy that's going to unfold after this game is all debated by the officials in the league. First of all, it appeared to be a loss right here. No controversy on this play. The Rams cough it up on a kickoff. the Dallas Cowboys quickly move ahead by 10 points. Troy Aikman for Jimmy Johnson hits Bernard Fort, 10-yard scoring play, and it was 31-21. Then it was ruled the Cowboys had fumbled a short time after that, and Everett went to work. First he went to Ron Brown. Then they got it back again, and Everett went to Aaron Cox. And Cox wove his way on into the end zone. Now, Cowboys are coming down, working against the clock. One timeout to go, and Irv, what happens on the field?
What happens on the field? Troy Aikman comes to the line of scrimmage, wants to get a play call for his offense, so he has a signal like this. His hand between his fingers, clearly indicating that he wants an offensive formation. There he goes. He's calling for an offensive formation. The official interpreted that signal as a timeout signal, took the timeout away, and the Cowboys couldn't stop it.
What was the sign that he was making now?
Well, he had his hands like this. His hand going between his fingers, clearly not a timeout signal. This is timeout.
Well, over on the sideline, Irv, as could be expected, Jimmy Johnson was absolutely furious, trying to get an explanation, saying we did not call the timeout. Aikman was calling the formation. What's critical about it, it was their last timeout. They got the ball down to about the 10-yard line, as I recall, and they couldn't get the clock stopped for one last shot to pull it out. So things really going against the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to continue live with our post-game show on CBS in just a moment.
The Eagles had it a lot today. Their turnovers led to all 24 points. The defense was stellar, and they get the big 24-17 win over the Giants at the Meadowlands to complete the season sweep. Hello, everybody. Ron Burke here at our Channel 10 studios. Welcome to our Eagles wrap-up show. Standing by live at the Meadowlands was Al Meltzer, but I understand we have lost that signal. But I'll tell you what, the Eagles got a stellar performance from their defense. This is a defense that Buddy Ryan says can take them to the Super Bowl. And we'll take this break and come back and talk more about the Eagles' win that puts them in charge of the NFC East. Stay with us.
Eagles wrap-up is sponsored in...
Ron Burke back with the Eagles wrap-up. We're still trying to get Al Meltzer live from the Meadowlands. First, though, let's take a look at how the Eagles knocked off the Giants today to move into possession of first place in the NFC East. It was cold, windy, winds about 25 miles an hour, and the Eagles' defense was on top of its game. The turnover here, Frizzell picks up the fumble, laterals to Waters, who scores the game's first touchdown. The Eagles, behind the defense, lead it 7-0. Defense wasn't done, though. Phil Simms picked off right in the hands, right in the stomach, in fact, of Clyde Simmons. He takes this baby 60 yards. The touchdown makes it 14-0. The Giants in a hole. However, they did come back. Phil Simms across the middle, wide open is Mark Ingram, and 41 yards and one missed tackle later. It is 14-7. Giants back in it. And you talk about turnover city. Pepper Johnson picking off Randall Cunningham here. And then the NFL's leading interceptor, Eagles cornerback Eric Allen, victimizes Phil Simms. Allen's 8th pickoff of the game, of the season rather, and it was so cold up there today, some guys could barely talk.
There's no foul. I meant to put my beanbag down and start the spot of the fumble.
I think he meant to put his beanbag down at the spot of the fumble. The Eagles led it by a score of 17-7 at the half, as the Giants offense was trying to find its way somehow through that treacherous wind. Our Miller highlight player of the game today is Eagles defensive lineman number 92, Reggie White, who was on Phil Simms all day. Reggie White forcing the fumble early in the game, forcing the one late in the game. Reggie White, our Eagles Miller highlight player of the game. And we'll be back with more of our Eagles wrap-up. This was a game where turnovers decided the outcome. Stay with us.
You know,
so the Eagles get a late touchdown, knock off the Giants 24-17, and shortly after today's big win, Buddy Ryan talked to the press.
The weather was even, football weather. Everything you want is a good, hard-fought game. The only thing it didn't do is go into overtime, which for a while there I thought it was going to happen. Randall kicked the ball so well, and we ended up with a turnover and ended up winning the game. But our offense bailed us out in Washington. I thought our defense bailed us out today. So, you know, we got to keep finding ways to win. Maybe we finally scored on defense, which is unbelievable.
But was Randall's punt a call from the bench? Was he the guy you wanted to punt?
No, he just stays in when he wants to. What the hell? You know what? Jesus Christ, what kind of a damn question
You don't
is that?
expect a 91-yard punt, but a
I do.
91-yard punt, that's fantastic.
I do. It's the guys kicking with a win, just like we haven't quit kick. That's the reason. That's a field with it. You know, I used to tell our people and our offensive coaches in Chicago that they had a hell of a play for them. It averaged 40 yards usually every time. That's a punt. Randall kicked one for 90 or something. So.
Buddy, can you explain why you didn't think about kicking the field goal?
Well, I'm a dumbass, I guess, because I thought we'd score. If we didn't, they had poor field position. I thought the defense would score. You know, get a safety and get a 9-point turnaround. That was my thinking. And then as it went on, it looked terrible, like a terrible decision. But, you know, that's what I made it for, thinking, well, if we don't, I think we can get it in. If we don't get it in, they're down there. Our defense will score. We'll get after them and try to get a safety and then get a 9-point turnaround. But the way it worked out, it looked like, a poor decision. But I'd make it again probably in the same situation.
Buddy Ryan commenting on today's Eagles win. I understand we do have Al Meltzer live now from the Meadowlands. Al, you're standing by with Eagles receiver Chris Carter. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I guess Chris is and the team is because they won the biggest game of the year. And although the team was in the playoffs last year, this might still be the biggest game for you and for Buddy Ryan, considering the significance of this one.
Yeah, it's the biggest question. No question about it. It's the biggest win since we've been here. Even since Buddy's been here 1 year longer than myself. It was a big win. We needed it. We were on the road. Had a lot of things going against us, but we came up with it.
But when you figure the defense gives you 14 points in the first period with a chance to bury them because you get one more score, and I think the game will be over then. But the Giants keep hanging in.
Well, yeah, they have a tough team. They have a lot of good personnel. The defense is very good. The defense did help out our offense today. But the same way it was in Washington, which Buddy had mentioned earlier in the locker room, that the offense helped out the defense then. And so vice versa this time.
What happened on that goal line? 3 pops to go in from the one who couldn't hack it.
Yeah, they were real tough down there. They have like 7 guys jammed in the gap, so it's hard to really run the ball in on them.
Disappointing, and maybe, a lot of folks thought maybe that was it because they come down the other way and score.
Well, people always point out the negatives. That's all we're out doing is trying to score more points than they do, and we were able to do that today, and we're just thankful.
And the feeling is now that this team can go as far as it wants to go with 3 more games, and not only thinking division, you're thinking maybe even the best record or certainly second best record in the NFC.
Well, right now we want to win the next division game against Dallas. We play them at home, and then we'll just take it one step at a time. If we happen to finish second best record, then that's fine. But we're just trying to win the division right now, and now we have to concentrate on Dallas.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Chris Carter is with us right now, and in a minute we'll bring Jeff Fisher in here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Al.
Okay.
Al Meltzer, live from the Meadowlands. We'll be back with a look at the NFL scoreboard. Stay with us. Eagles score all 24 of their points off Giants turnovers. The defense again aggressive this week. And standing by live at the Meadowlands, Al is talking to the man who is responsible for putting this defensive unit together and having those guys go out there and play ferocious, Jeff Fisher. Al?
Jeff, the defense played about as good as it can play football. They gave the offense more than enough opportunities to win the football game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Al, we have all year talked about taking advantage of the turnovers and scoring on defense, and finally came together.
But in your wildest, did you figure you'd pick up 14 straight points there in the first period?
I didn't think so, but the idea with the coin toss and giving them the ball, taking the win, we felt like we could create some problems for them.
They were having problems, but they were not having problems down the middle. Sims didn't throw that many completions, but when they were for long yardage. Something in that defense he saw, or what's happened?
Well, it was, we had a couple times where we mixed it, had some problems coverage-wise, but for the most part, I was pleased with Jesse Small. He did a good job on the tight end, and he did. They gave us a motion variation that we hadn't seen, and it kind of came quickly, and we had some problems with that. But for the most part, I was pleased. We've got to go back and correct those mistakes because we're going to see those things in the next couple weeks.
Golick makes the hit. Pitts makes the recovery on that key fumble.
Yeah, it was a big play, and we made big plays throughout the game. I think Andre's hit down there inside the 10-yard line was a big play, and then of course the 2 scores. And disappointed that Eric his score didn't count because of the offsides play. But for the most part, the guys played hard. They took advantage of the weather, and we're pleased with them.
In the last 6 games, the defense has been just about as good as they can be for you.
Well, I'll tell you what they've done. They've come together, obviously. We've been fortunate without the injuries and things. So, you know, when you put those kind of situations together where you got the same group playing together and they're maturing, then, you know, they're going to solidify things, and that was what they've done.
Is anyone hurt? I saw a few guys limping off the field, but as you come out of the locker room onto the bus, anybody hurt?
Well, we have to take a closer look at Jerome Brown's knee. I know that's going to be a problem. Fortunately, the week of rest for Seth Joyner is going to allow him to get back next week. But for the most part, fortunately, we're healthy.
Except for 99.
Except for 99.
And you're looking ahead to Dallas? You got to be looking ahead to Dallas. Everyone's looking ahead to Dallas.
I'll tell you, Dallas played the Rams awful well today. They almost beat them. The Rams came back the last couple minutes and beat them. So they're a pretty good football team. We thought they were going into it, and we won't have any trouble getting up for this one, though.
That's what I was going to ask you, Jeff. What are you going to tell your guys all week long about the Dallas game?
Well, we're going to put bounties out on all the players and things like that. No, we're going to have them ready to play. That's a good quarterback, and it's a good passing game. And, you know, they've spent some time together now. They've had 10 days to look at us, so they'll be ready to play, and it's going to be a good test for us.
Some say it works the other way. That here's a team that was out of it with practically nothing going for them, and they're going to come into Veterans Stadium probably about 18 feet off the turf.
I think we'll see the improvement as to their play this week against the Rams. I know they play better against the Rams, so we'll take a good close look at them, and it may come down to the end like they all do, but we'll find a way to get it done.
Well, since you're the defensive coach and not the special teams coach, you can tell me now, because, you know, who's going to know except you and me, did you really have a bounty on Zendeja?
Of course not. We play hard, we play physical, we go after everybody, but there's no such thing as a bounty out. You know that.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you for the record. There it is, for the record. I rest my case, or whatever.
All right, the Eagles get the win. Al Meltzer reporting live from the Meadowlands. The Eagles now 9-4. So are the Giants. The Eagles, however, by virtue of having beaten the Giants twice this season, are in control in the NFC East. If they finish with the same record, the Eagles win the division. Let's take a look around the rest of the NFL, beginning with the Dallas Cowboys, who did play the Rams tight today. Cowboys in town next week. They lose that game late, but they put 31 points on the board, which is 31 more than they scored against the Eagles. Detroit defeats New Orleans, whom the Eagles still have to play as the Saints just fall farther down the ladder. Green Bay, with the last-second field goal from Chris Jackie from 47 yards out, defeats Tampa Bay. The Packers now 8-5 and challenging Minnesota for superiority in the NFC Central. San Francisco has Joe Montana go down with the rib problem. Steve Young comes in, and all he does is account for 2 second-half touchdowns, and they win by 13 over Atlanta. Cincinnati shuts out Cleveland. It was cold there, too. Houston gets a Lorenzo White touchdown to defeat Pittsburgh. John Stevens with the winning touchdown for New England. Kansas City at home defeats the Dolphins. Washington leads Phoenix 3-0 in the first. The Jets leading 7-0 in the first. The Raiders have gotten a field goal to lead Denver 3-0 in the first. Tonight it's Minnesota hosting Chicago, and tomorrow night Seattle is hosting Buffalo. That is our Eagles wrap-up for this Sunday. The Eagles will play the Cowboys next Sunday. The final again from the Meadowlands, 24-17. The Eagles now move to 9-4. Have a good evening.